You're listening to episode 27 of A Whole New You podcast. Today's show is a short one in which we'll discuss some upcoming episodes and series. Kim also has some big news to share that will impact her family, but not the podcast. We're here to stay, and we are looking forward to an exciting summer with you. Welcome to A Whole New You podcast. I'm your co-host, Kim Maravich. I'm a registered nurse and author of the book 360 Health. I'm joined by my dear friend, Laurie, a health and wellness coach certified through the Institute for Integrative Nutrition. Our show exists to inspire and empower women to take charge of their health with weekly tips and conversation about self-care, mindset, nutrition, fitness, and clean living. Please keep in mind that the material provided in this podcast is intended as general information only and should not be used as a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. We're thrilled to have you here. Let's get to the show. Welcome back, everybody. We just wanted to have a little short episode for you today to talk about the future of our show and some things that are going on in our lives right now. So coming up, we are going to be airing some encore episodes, which we will talk about in a few minutes. And that is because, this is Kim talking, my family is relocating from Pennsylvania to Indiana. My husband has a new job, and we're excited about it, but it means relocation for our family. So in the next few weeks to probably couple months, we're going to be packing up our home, trying to sell our home in Pittsburgh, finding a house in Indiana, and trying to get settled out there because the schools out there begin around the first week of August, if not August 1st. And my oldest son, Nathan's starting kindergarten, and I just want him to be kind of settled before the school year starts so that it can feel like a new normal for him. So given that we will be moving, I may be in temporary housing. I'm not sure. I may not have access to the internet. And so Laurie and I have just kind of decided that we're going to pause with new episodes for a short time. We're going to air some of our most popular episodes, and I'm sure you'll enjoy those. But we also just want to thank you for listening. Thank you for being loyal listeners, loyal followers. We promise to bring new and exciting episodes in the future, and we're just asking you to hang in there for a couple weeks, and we appreciate all the well wishes that you would send our way as we dive into this new chapter of our life.
Yeah, so this is Laurie, and I am kind of sad, well, not kind of, very sad about the move and not being able to record together face to face like we have, since January, which I've absolutely loved. But we have also done, some recordings from our own separate homes, and they've worked out just fine. And we'll have no problem doing that in the future. It's just a little sad because I'll miss the energy. But I have to say, even before this move started, we've had a nice, quiet recording studio in my kitchen, since January, but we kind of knew that come June, that circumstance was going to change because my kids are always around in the summertime, and we were not real sure how we were going to navigate summer anyway. And then, the move came up and lots of big changes. So we're just going to kind of roll with the punches here. But I thought I might be crying today when Kim came, thinking that maybe this would be our last time recording in person together, but we kind of made up our schedule for the summer, and I think we have at least one more time to record together face to face. So I'm not crying yet, but I might be crying during that one. So get ready for it, guys. But I think this is all going to work out just fine. And in the meantime here, while we are having loud kids at home and a move going on, we are, as Kim said, going to air a couple encore episodes. And that's going to be good for those of you who have told me that, that you're trying to kind of go in order of all the episodes that we've been releasing and, not having trouble keeping up. And this, for those of you who are feeling that way, this is a great time to kind of get caught up. But also I want all of you to know that you don't have to listen in order. You can kind of go through and whatever topics resonate with you, listen to whenever you want, because our topics have been accumulating here. We've been cranking stuff out that we're so proud of and loving, but you feel free to jump around. You certainly don't have to listen in order. And for those of you that are newer to our show and haven't been here from the very beginning, we thought a good first encore episode to re-release would be the introduction. Just to give you a little background on us and, just kind of a little reintroduction. But bear with us because I do think we've gotten better. If you've listened to later episodes, I think, they probably flow a little better than maybe our intro and some of our earlier episodes. So bear with us on that. But just nice to kind of have some background on us if you haven't had that already. So we are going to start with the intro as our first encore. And then we thought like mid-July, we have many episodes before that are already pre-recorded too, so we're in pretty good shape here as Kim embarks on this journey. But mid-July we want to re-air the real food episode because we're like in harvest season. It is the time to really revisit the real food and the why you should be eating it and the how to work more in during those months when all these fresh, local, delicious fruits and vegetables are in season. So I think it's a good time to revisit the real food episode. And then lastly, towards the end of July, we are going to re-air the boosting immunity episode, which will be great for back to school. A nice little reminder for all of us on how to keep our kiddos and ourselves healthy as we go back into the germ-infested classrooms. So those are the three that we've talked about, re-releasing as encore episodes to buy us a little bit of time. And then we've just brainstormed a bunch of topics sitting here this morning, and Kim's going to tell you a little bit about what we have planned for the future.
Yeah, so we're excited about the possibility of doing some series. Laurie and I were sometimes in the past, we have done episodes that are really, really lengthy, covering a lot of ground. And we thought, well, why don't we take a specific topic, divide it up into segments, and maybe even have some guests that can talk to the point too. So one series we are going to tackle is anxiety. And I think that's a condition that many, many, many of us are plagued with in this day and age. I know for sure anxiety has ruled my life in many ways at different times in my life.
And as moms, I think, helping our children through their anxiety, which looks different at every age, but I think this will be really helpful for all of us, not only to help ourselves and, our loved ones, but especially our little ones.
Yeah, that's a good point because we hope to have some guests on talking about this point. Laurie and I will do an episode on our own, but we also plan to have some guests on who will talk about anxiety and how it looks for many of us. So not just us as moms, but also for children as well. So that is one series that we'll be airing. And another will be all about exercise. And rather than trying to just jam every benefit of exercise into one episode, we're going to break it up and talk about various kinds of exercise, the benefits of them. Laurie and I will do some episodes together talking about different kinds of exercise, and we also are going to have some guests on that will break down their specialties and the forms of exercise that are beneficial for them and that might also be beneficial for you. So those are the two big things that are on the horizon. And so in the meantime, we're going to kind of try to enjoy our summer as much as possible. Just taking a little break for me, I have to thank you for allowing me to take a break to air those encore episodes, because then I can focus on moving. And if you've ever moved yourself, you know how stressful that can be and how much busy work it is just packing things up and getting a home stage ready, to show, and because we're going to list our house soon. So, and then doing that with a 4 and 5 year old at home is kind of a circus. So I just need to take a little bit of a break from doing a lot of work in that way. But I thank you for being here with us. Anything you want to add, Laurie, before we go?
Just that this has been so much fun since January. And, Kim and I, we told you early on, maybe in the intro episode, like we sat down and our topics are endless. Like we could go on forever. And, I feel like just this morning we had another similar brainstorm session, and I'm just excited for summer for many reasons. I love the slower pace of summer, and I'm not happy that Kim's moving, but I welcome slowing down the pace a little bit. And I hope that everybody out there can find ways to slow their pace down a little bit this summer as well and soak it all in. And just have been loving doing this, and it's such an honor. And we've got a lot of good stuff in the works for after these encore episodes, and I'm excited to get started working on that.
Yeah. So thank you all for being here. We appreciate you more than you can ever know, and we hope that you will continue to follow us and listen, because we have great things in store in the future. So take care, everybody. That's it for today. For more from Kim, you can go to kimmaravich.com. For more from Laurie, go to simplyempoweredllc.com. We're always open to listener questions or suggestions for the show. You can email those to contact@awholenewyou.podcast.com. We'd also love it if you joined our Facebook community and followed us on Instagram. Just search for A Whole New You Podcast. And lastly, if you'd be so kind as to leave us a rating and review in iTunes, we would really appreciate that, so more people can find our show and join our community. We'll see you next week.